What's up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz. My foot itches. That's terrible timing. All right. Anyways, it's a hump day. Hope you're ready for this. Wednesday, October 4th, 2023. Let's get into it. We are talking Ryan Day press conference, which we're talking about his highlights. I'm gonna run through some of the most important pieces here. You can listen to Coach Day directly from his mouth. And as always, please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give this video a like. I would appreciate it. It helps other Buckeye fans find the content. And today we are doing our YouTube live at 4:30 Eastern. So join us there. We'll go like 30 to 60 minutes, depending on how active the comments in the chat are. And I think we'll be talking a little recruit today. So be ready for that. Let's get into it. All right. First off, I didn't catch an audio clip of this, but I did want to pass this news along that Ryan Day said he expects Marvin Harrison Jr. to be full go against Maryland this week. So no worries there. All right. So let's start off. Here we go. We are starting off with the quarterback sneak. This has been a hot topic. You know, it's a slow week when we're talking quarterback sneaks, but the short yardage, has been an issue. So let's see what Coach Day has to say about that.
Yeah, I think when you line up under center, that's probably the first thing in a short yardage situation that everyone's going to take away, and then you go from there. So it's part of our short yardage package. Whether it's appropriate to use or not. We try to do that on a day-to-day basis or a game-to-game basis. But I look at what the Philadelphia Eagles did with Hurts. He's a very big, strong, powerful player. I think with Justin Fields, we did it a lot. He really move the pile. We've practiced it. Everyone has a quarterback sneak in, and if we think it gives us a chance, we'll do it. But as you can imagine, we're really working hard on short yardage.
I'm sure you are. It is a big deal. So what kind of percentage do you think is acceptable in third and short yardage conversions? Here are a couple of clips back to back.
Yeah, we want to be 100%. But 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, we got to at least be north of 80. 3rd and 3, it comes back a little bit, but yeah, we want to win every short yardage situation, and we work hard to get into those situations, and we got to at least be over 80. I forget exactly where we're at right now, but we need to be better. No, I just think in general, anytime you're in those situations, you always look at matchups. There's always going to be extra people down towards the ball, and you got to win your one-on-one matchups, whether you're on defense or offense. And you look at angles, you look at all those types of things to try to give your guys an advantage, and sometimes you just got to, get bigger than the other guy, get stronger than the other guy, move them. If the guys up front are moving their guys forward and the running backs are running hard, that's part of it. Other times you got to look at maybe getting the ball in the perimeter or throwing it down the field when they're just you're banging your head against the wall. So there's a lot of different ways to look at it, but yeah, in big games, a lot of it comes down to short yardage.
Yeah, definitely. We saw that. All right. Next up, let's talk about Kyle McCord and how you think he's developing.
Yeah, there was a lot of good things in the game, certainly finishing the way it happened. But, now it's on to Maryland, bigger challenges ahead. We got a lot of football ahead. And he's got to grow. He's got to get better in a lot of different areas, just like everybody else. But good to get that experience. But yeah, we all need to be more efficient. We need to finish drives off better, and there's a lot of plays that he wish he had back the other night. But now we're moving forward. We're after the bye week. We've addressed all those things, and now all the focus is on Maryland. You can't ride the roller coaster of that, good or bad. It is what it is. There's things that we got to get better at. There's things we're getting better each week at, but you can't. It's more of the process.
Trust the process. That's right. Okay. Next up, let's talk about Ohio State's personality on offense.
Yeah, I think now that you're into a quarter of the season out of the way, you're starting to see a little bit of a different personality take place, and each team has its own personality. But this team does have more experience than maybe in the teams in the past, so that's good. But the leadership's really got to show now. We got to continue to take these steps forward, and like you said, build our own personality of who we are and our identity, which I feel like we've really started to forge here. But we got a lot of football ahead of us.
Okay. What about complacency after coming off a bye week?
No, I mean, we look at all those types of things, and there's certainly no complacency here. And we know that, we got to continue to get better. We did, give the guys a little bit of time to clear their minds and their bodies and their souls because, it's going to be a heck of a run here for the next couple months. But I think it's more about this week. We did tweak a little bit how we're practicing this week than maybe how we did the middle of last season, coming off the bye week. We did it before the Georgia game. We did it before week one, kind of how we practiced this week with the Monday practice and helmets, and then we're going with our normal Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday practice, which in the past we'd changed up for a few years. We thought that gave us a little bit of an edge. So we need to have a great Tuesday practice today.
Okay, so switching up the practice schedule a little bit, maybe keeps things a little fresh, keeps players, kind of on their toes. That's probably a good thing, right? So let's talk about Talia Tungavailoa and the challenges he presents.
Talia's played a lot of football. He makes a lot of plays. They have weapons on offense. You saw that last year and what they did. So we got to do a good job of recognizing how they're trying to attack us. Have a great week of practice. Ultimately, it comes down to winning the game up front, but our secondary is going to get challenged this week.
Okay. How about the Maryland defense?
Sound, strong up front, athletic in the back end. They've replaced some really good DBs last year with more good DBs. I think the safeties are playing well. Corners are excellent. Linebackers are more experienced this year, playing faster. He's recruited some guys up front. So, they're very sound. They don't give up a lot of big plays and create turnovers.
All right. What about this offensive line for Maryland?
Yeah, and he does a great job and has done a great job. So it's a big challenge to our defense to do that. Challenge to our D-line. We're always trying to get a pass rush. We're always trying to avoid big plays. That's not new, but to your point, it is a challenge because that's something they do very well.
All right. How about this Buckeye offensive line? Is it growing as you expected?
I think we took a step in the right direction, but I think we're still building, and we're still growing, and we're still a work in progress. I mean, there has been progress made. We've seen that for sure. But again, we're challenging everybody on our team, coaches, players, everybody's got to get better. And if we going to win this weekend, start with this weekend against Maryland, we all have to play better. We have to coach better across the board. I think I've said this to you guys before. Like, you have to upgrade every week, and this needs to be Ohio State 5.0. It can't be the same team that was there last week or 2 weeks ago. I mean, that game is long gone. We got to get better this week. So the offensive line is no different.
Okay, so steps in the right direction. That's good. All right, let's talk about how the Buckeyes coming off the bye week, where to get better.
We're 4-0, but there's all kinds of areas that we want to improve on. You can imagine that. We got to get better, and that has to do with practice and getting on the field and doing it. So we want to be more efficient and execute better on all three phases, and we got to continue to upgrade. So the goal is to be 4-0. We're 4-0, so that's good, but there's still a lot of areas of improvement.
Okay, let's talk about. Let's go with Lou Holts' comments after your comments after the Notre Dame game.
A couple things. One, I'm very proud of the fact that we're 2-0 against Notre Dame in the last 2 years. I'm proud of the way our team played. I'm proud of the grit that they showed. It was an emotional game. And I can tell you that the response that I've got from Buckeye Nation, people around Columbus, our team, has been remarkable. They just love the passion our team played with on Saturday night.
Okay. Definitely. I'm definitely one of those. How about this Buckeye defense so far? Is this a bend but don't break style of defense?
Yeah, I mean, Jim loves the blitz, and he will. He's always going to be aggressive. We're not going to be bend but don't break. But at the same time, when the front four can get can affect the line of scrimmage and get a pass rush, then certainly it takes pressure off of the blitzing. I mean, I know he's got a whole bunch of blitzes lined up down the road for when the right time comes in. He's got a great defensive mind, and finding that balance is critical. But I think that we are using our hands a little better. Our pad level's gotten better. Still can improve in all areas. We can still get our hands on more and more throws, run to the ball, create turnovers. There's a whole laundry list of things. But to this point, we have improved in certain areas.
All right. And let's talk about Jack and JT and the lack of pressure from the defensive line.
Those guys are becoming, warriors. That we talked about this going into the season, that they're going to have to they're going to carry the water up front, and that means taking on the majority of the body of work up there. Now, the more we can get guys in there, the better off we're going to be in the long run. But I was proud of how many reps they played, and it showed up though, because even in that last play, even though JT's in the whole game, you say, well, he's been playing a lot of football. He made 2 giant plays in that game, and that was big. That was big for not only just our team, but just for him and the confidence that I can handle this many snaps in a game. But to your point, the more depth we can play with, the fresher we can be. There's a fine line there. Yeah, I thought we went against 2 really good tackles a couple weeks ago. Watching that and evaluating that, I thought there was some good pass rushers in there, and we were close.
Okay. Well, yeah, I agree that it's good that I think it's good to see that Jack and JT could play a whole game of 65 plays and be effective at the end of the game. I mean, right there was the proof in the pudding with JT. He just talked about it. 2 giant plays on Notre Dame's last possession of the game that helped the Buckeyes get the ball back with time and go win it. He was still productive. JT was still productive end of the game after 60-plus plays. So maybe, guys can max out, in these occasional matchup games and not be limited to 40, 50 plays, So anyway, that's all I got for you today. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.